You have entered Power Drive.
Oh, wow! We got to change that image for next year because I look like Stay Puft.
What?
You know, just dominating the landscape. If you ever saw Ghostbusters.
Okay, that's the name of the character.
Yeah, the Marshmallow Man. I'm just like this dominating the landscape with this massive head. So obviously next year we'll have to do something different.
I like it.
It is very. It is a bit. It is a bit. I don't know. It is a bit psychedelic.
Are you, well, I think that might have been the intention. But are you not dominating the landscape of golf tipsters at the moment?
That is a fantastic pun, Ger.
Segue.
It is a beautiful pun. 1,000 is what we start with virtually, and we've 1,329, 32.9% profit. 3 winners in the last 5 weeks. 2 of them at 16 to 1, and 1 at 25 to 1, and all the main headline tip. So all going well. And look, never gamble more than you can afford. If you are going to have even €1 each way on, or if you're just have an interest, never do anything silly. This is the Fortinet Championship. This is the start of the new PGA Tour season. This is starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow in California at Silverado, designed by Johnny Miller, a tree-lined parkland par 72 course with Poanoa greens, deep rough, and though you're going to need to probably hit in the high teens to win the tournament. We've gone for a sextet of players. The headline tip is Sahith Theegala, who is 28 to 1 for 5 each way. He's the headline tip. Narrowly missed out in the place of the President's Cup team. Was one of the top college golfers in America. Won all the Player of the Year awards in college golf. Studied locally at Pepperdine University in California, and has been a really exciting player in the last year on the PGA Tour. If you've watched the PGA Tour, nearly won in Phoenix, nearly won the Travelers Championship, has got not great stats, but he's a very artistic player, creative shot maker, and had a 64 here a couple of years ago at Silverado, Sahith Theegala. I think he's going to be an absolute star. He's 24 years of age. He's the headline tip at 28 to 1 for 5 each way this week. The second one is Patrick Rodgers for €3.50 each way at 80 to 1. Tied for 6th in this event last year. His second top 10 in this tournament. He's a big hitter. He's a good putter. He, once again, studied in California at Stanford, was a brilliant college player. Hasn't really made it on the PGA Tour yet, but had a decent enough season last season, and I think he likes the environment, and I think early doors this season he could do something. Ches Reavie is the horse for the course here. He is also 80 to 1 for €1.50 each way. Won in California back in July at the Barracuda Championship, so the pressure's off him. He's an accurate player. He has been in the top 35 in his last 7 starts in this tournament, including a third a couple of years ago, Ches Reavie. And then 3 players at 100 to 1, all 100 to 1 for €1.50 each way. Carl Yuan, a Chinese player, 25 years of age, played on the Corn Ferry Tour, led the rankings until the playoffs, bombs it off the tee, hits a lot of greens, complete rookie choice here. And Carl Yuan, a bit of a flyer on him each way. Mark Hubbard is more of a journeyman player. Twice in the top 5 back in July, including once in California, has got 2 top 20s in this tournament before Mark Hubbard. And Doc Redman was 3rd a couple of years ago, lost his form, but regained his card because of all the live defections. So he was fortunate enough to gain his card because of about 25 players went off to live, and he might make the most of a second chance.
So what you're telling me is the live golfers are creating opportunity for golfers on the margins. They're actually good. They're the good guys.
They're the good guys.
Right. We've had it wrong the whole time.
We have. It's a good live story today. You know, so we must give a huge amount of credit to live. So Doc Redman, Mark Hubbard and Carl Yuan are the kind of 100 to 1 each way, small each way bets. Ches Reavie a little bit bigger in the virtual stakes at 80 to 1. Then Patrick Rodgers at 80 to 1 for $3.50 each way with the headline tip. Sahith Theegala at 28 to 1 for 5 each way. This is all on OTBSports.com. We're going to podcast it. It's also on the app as well. The best of luck.
Are these the hardest tournaments to do? Because like in Wentworth, you're like, I can look at John Ram. I've got 5, 7, 9 years of him. I've got Rory versus Lowry going down the stretch a couple of years ago. I know that both of them, good chance they're going to be. These guys are like, you're going deep here.
I feel that the majors have become quite difficult to do because of the depth of talent around. There's maybe 15 to 20 players around the top that can win a major. And really, I know Rory's hasn't won a major in 8 years, so I know he's dominant in the game, but he's not dominant in the majors. So could have thought that Scotty Scheffler, you wouldn't have thought at the very start of the year that he would win the Masters and go on the run he went on. Cameron Smith, Matt Fitzpatrick, You know, who won the PGA? I'm trying to remember who won the PGA. Who won the PGA? Can't even remember. Justin Thomas. So the majors I found really difficult, actually. These tournaments, I'm an utter nerd about. I'm the person who's got no life watching these on Saturdays and Sundays and seeing a lot of this stuff repeat itself. So I actually don't find this tournament as bad as I would find some of the other ones.
Okay, well, is that it for this week? There's
no more golf tips this week apart from that. But that's all on the web, and you know there's a lot of kind of rationale behind it. But you know it is the first tournament of the season, so you're gonna have to maybe see it kind of play out over the next one.
You're mentioning, John, those POA greens, POA annual greens.
Yeah.
Like, is picking players who put well on that just based on players who are used to playing on those types of courses? Yeah.
So the greens around the States are completely different. So most of the major tournaments are played on bent grass greens. In Florida, they play on a surface called Bermuda. So Denny McCarthy, for example, is the best putter on Bermuda in the whole of the USA. But in California, because there's a lot of kind of fog and that kind of thing, and the greens can get quite bumpy. So players who aren't used to those greens, a lot of players in the tour live in Florida. You have to have a degree, I think, of familiarity with those greens, because you generally find, like, Patrick Rogers is a good putter on Poana greens. Mark Hubbard is a good putter. So you can go into there's these stats programs that tell you the best golfers on certain surfaces and the best golfers on certain types of courses. So there's a huge amount of statistical tools to help you in kind of weeding out a lot of players that would not be suited towards this event. And Taylor Pendrith is a guy I really, really like at the moment. I just don't think he's suited to this event this week.
Okay, so that's this week's episode of Virtual Insanity. As you said, 30% profit. It's not bad. It's, as you say, even outstripping inflation. So